For almost 150 years, the Saratoga name has been synonymous with the finest quality, sustainably sourced spring water available anywhere. Saratoga carries on the rich tradition of its forefathers by crafting each stunning blue glass bottle with the same attention to detail and care that has been its hallmark for generations. Visit SaratogaSpringwater.com today or ask for us by name at your local market or restaurant. Saratoga Spring Water. Make every day exquisite.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Talking Horses, presented by Saratoga Water. He's Anthony Stabile. I'm Andy Serling, the calm after the storm. And by the way, I want to say a big thank you to the cleaning crew here.
Place is great.
In New York.
Come on out today.
I mean,
beautiful day to
right.
come out for racing, and you're going to walk into
great. Great crowd yesterday. It was nice to have people out here at Belmont.
Paulie Walnuts said you can eat maple walnut ice cream off the floors here today.
Maple walnut ice cream is underrated.
I mean,
yeah, I haven't had that. Do they still make that at Haagen-Dazs?
Yeah,
they have
I don't
a
know.
deli across the street.
I have a good mom and pop operation that makes it. I'll bring you some maple walnut ice cream if you like it.
It's okay.
All right.
I'm trying not to eat ice cream.
Okay. Well, we got to get ready. We know when you pointed to the Saratoga water bottles.
First and foremost,
Saratoga
I want
time.
to thank everybody that helped make yesterday a record-setting non-Triple Crown attempt handle here at Belmont Park, and that's you guys, the bettors. And don't say it enough, could never say it enough, without the bettors supporting the game. There's two people who put their money in this game, owners and bettors.
Yep.
And I wouldn't have a job. I don't know what I'd be doing to make a living if it wasn't for you. So thank you so much for all that you do and for supporting what we do here at NYRA. And it means a lot. It does. And yesterday was a great day of racing. We'll talk about betting and we'll talk about yesterday. But first, some business to attend to. Head over to NYRA Bets if you're not a member.
There he is.
For bettors. Performer's back. You know, Anthony, sometime in the future, it might be 2, it might be 3 years, Performer's foals are running on the racetrack. They're going to change that slate, and you're going to miss Performer.
It might be time to put value proposition on that slate after yesterday.
That would be domestic spending.
Domestic spending.
Value proposition, I think was he the one who ran, engineering ran third. I think value proposition today, isn't it?
He runs today, yeah.
Their names straight. I can't keep any of their names straight. I can't keep any names straight. Head over to NYRA Bets. Use the promo code MATCH200. We will match for $200 your initial deposit. Play through NYRA Bets. Support racing in New York. We have a 50-50-50 with Churchill, Belmont, and Pimlico. And of course, Churchill will be in America's Day at the Races. We'll get to that. Bet 50 or more at each track and get a $15 bonus.
Home of the 3 Triple Crown races right there.
12:30 to 5:30. A return to a sense of normalcy. America's Day at the Races on FS2. From 12, that's wrong. It's 12:30 to, isn't it 5:30?
Our last race is at 5:12.
Yeah,
so
I don't think it's 6. I think it's 5:30, guys.
Andy's lodging a claim of foul on the slate.
Well, I got the rundown, and it's
Rundown says
5:30 to
5:30. Yes, it does.
12:30 to 5:30. So,
Wow. Results, there's going to be a blink on that slate.
I mean, Performer would be embarrassed to be involved in that kind of mistake.
Maybe we have a half-hour special on Performer when the show's over.
I wouldn't know. I'll be watching, hopefully, the fourth quarter of the Clippers Mavericks.
You on early
game.
today?
I am on early with Maggie.
Okay. So
Anyhow,
you leave me and go to Maggie? It's an instant upgrade for you.
I'm going to go talk to the cameraman after the show. What are you talking about?
Kevin knows his stuff.
Anyhow, yesterday's Belmont, I thought it was an absolutely terrific race, and the first 2 horses ran exceptionally well in here. We'll take a look at the stretch run of the Belmont. That's your cue, Francisco.
It's essentially a 2-horse match race from here.
109 buyer for Essential Quality.
Wow.
This was the kind of performance we were all waiting for. These horses both loved the 1.5 miles, others maybe not so much. But this was a definitive performance by both the first and second finishers.
Yes. Obviously, with a buyer speed figure like that, the fact that there is enough room for a half a dozen Mack trucks between them and the next 2, yeah. What an effort by both of these horses. The fastest opening quarter in the history of the Belmont Stakes from Hot Rod Charlie with a ton of pressure from Francisco Deina, as well as Rock Your World as expected. Certainly the latter expected.
Well, Rock Your World got left. If he hadn't gotten left, it could have been a little different, though. Francisco Deina was eased, and Rock Your World was beaten 20 lengths, and yet Hot Rod Charlie managed to hold on.
Ran this horse to the listen, at the 16th pole, you don't know who's winning the Belmont Stakes. He's still digging in
I
an
thought
essential
the 8th pole he was going to come back and beat him,
me too.
actually.
Right. It was a fantastic horse race to cap a great day. I mean, based on their last couple of races now, they're the clear-cut leaders in the division, and
Well, I mean, no, yeah, that's not fair.
Based on the last two races?
But it doesn't matter. Well, Rombauer won the Preakness.
He did, but when
if
they come
Rombauer
back,
wins the Travers, if all three of the first three finishes,
I think right now.
Yeah.
Right now, when they come, when you beat these horses, you beat the rest of the field by a dozen, 12, 10, 12 lengths.
Quality to run the Preakness. That's not Rombauer's fault.
It's not. But
3 horses won Triple Crown races this year.
He's now 2-0 against them.
3 horses won Triple Crown races this year. I mean, you say they're definitive. I don't agree.
You don't think the two of them are the two leaders right now?
Well, the truth of Hot Rod Charlie is he hasn't won a race, and Rombauer won the Preakness. And Medina Spirit finished first in the Triple Crown. Mandaloon will probably be placed first in the Belmont, in the Derby. But I would say he's third with Rombauer. Because, listen, nobody's giving awards because you ran the best race, except for me.
Well, maybe that's why my thinking and my logic is flawed, because I do base it on, I'm not just going to hand awards and my vote away because I want to see what they do. It does not. It absolutely does not. It absolutely does not. But I do feel like...
hopefully they'll settle it on the racetrack. Let's get all 3 of them up to the Travers.
I do feel like the Preakness was the weakest of the 3 Triple Crown fields.
I don't. Well, fields, 100%.
Yeah.
Well, let's be honest. Yesterday's Belmont field wasn't a great field. He just had 2 really good performances.
If you had to rank performances, I would say the 2 performances we saw yesterday and then Rombauer's win.
I would say Rombauer was better than the Derby because the Derby was a merry-go-round race.
I absolutely agree with that.
I don't think that we learned a whole lot in the Derby. I really don't.
I think the best 3 performances were the 2 we saw yesterday and the 1-2 finishes here in the Test of the Champion and Rombauer's. I guess you go from there as far as the voting goes. To me, those 2, and I was not a Hot Rod Charlie fan. That horse made me believe yesterday. That was, I mean, if you don't think they ran equal races or Hot Rod Charlie ran a better race yesterday, I mean,
I think even after winning the Belmont, the Sheik turned around and said, "Well, we won, but we were second best."
Epsom Derby as well.
Big day.
It's a heck of a day.
Great. And Brad Cox, who had a brutal day yesterday, and he was talking with Maggie after the race, and listen, it's a tough game, and as Brad said, it's I don't remember the exact word he used, but there's a lot more tough moments than there are successes, and why you have to enjoy the successes. And nice for Essential Quality.
Speaking of success, how about Tappett's success in the Belmont Stakes? Since 2014, 4 winners and 2 second-place finishes.
It's a great sire.
Yeah, it's amazing.
But that was fun. A great day of racing yesterday, and thanks again to everybody. Domestic Spending was terrific. Casa Creed was terrific. Latruska, terrific.
My boy Silver State got the job done.
Yeah, he did. That was about as disappointing a Met Mile, though, because 100 buyer speed figure should not.
That's what he got yesterday. Wow.
Well, he ran 5 100ths of a second faster than search results did in the Acorn. It is what it is. Nick Sko didn't show up. And Sheevy's Alex didn't run his race. And one thing on Silver State, he always shows up.
Always shows up.
But he's not going to be confused with, with all due respect, is one of the greatest winners of the Met Mile.
No. 6 in a row though. So he's been Hickory at a few different distances. And
see if they head towards the Whitney and Saratoga, you'd have to think that's what they're
you would
probably
think would be
thinking
next,
about.
right?
Race number 1. Well, race number 1 lost the favorite. Speaking of Brad Cox, in Zacapa.
Yes.
So you and I are on the same horse here. Why don't you talk about the 5?
Lily Simone.
Oh, I knew you'd pick, because you pick her every time.
I pick her a lot. First time in for the tag, cutting back off the mile in the 16th race. Her sprint races are better than her distance races, I believe, even though the last distance race, it just looks like she needs less ground. I don't think she wants to go these mile and the 16th distances. She cuts back to the 6 furlongs. And like I said, the drop, for me, is the big thing here. Gets Joel Rosario. That's never a bad thing in turf sprints. So I went with Lily Simone. Yeah,
I don't know if she's much horse, but in this race, I think she might be the right horse in here, and especially the scratch Zacapa. She obviously won't be too much of a price in here with that scratch. I imagine Zacapa was probably 8-5 or something in the morning line.
9-5, I believe.
Yeah, I think she's more of a turf sprinter, Lily Simone, based on her pedigree. She is who she is. The horse who's taking money right now is the 3 Dearest Kitten. You have this horse second. I have her third. What am I supposed to like about this horse?
I think this is just another drop, a filly that went to the lead first time out. Now she's cutting back to the mile and a 16th.
But that's not a Wesley Ward move.
It's not.
Wesley Ward run this horse long first time. And if I'm not correct, once he runs long first time, he doesn't even really like them. I mean, think of the one that ran here the other day, and I think ran last or nowhere here, that he run long first time, a horse you were interested in. That they just don't seem to be very good. Now, listen, this horse was in a reasonable field, so it wasn't a bad maiden race. Did show speed before tiring, but Wesley either got this one completely wrong, but if he got it completely wrong, when you run the horse in a maiden special, though it is a homebred, but they paid, it's a partial homebred, it cost $90,000. I just wonder if this horse can run at all anymore. You know the horse could be over bet because of Wesley Ward.
You might be right, yeah,
you
might be right.
As far as Little Nutter, the horse, I'm shocked you don't have Little Nutter. This is a stabile type horse. What? You've picked dumber horses than this. This is
Thanks,
honestly,
Andy.
no, I thought that there was a chance you might pick this horse on top. This is an Anthony-type horse. Bob Glaceras claiming this horse from those connections.
I thought about it.
And I'm going to tell you something. This horse has turf races that aren't that bad. Now, I don't know if this horse is a turf sprinter, but you're getting Jose Lezcano for Gary Richards and Heeman Harkey.
So the problem for me was the fact that this horse's dirt sprints
Don't knock this horse.
are so bad.
Who cares? It's not a dirt horse.
The dirt race going long's
I think it's
marginally better.
Ridiculous.
But you might be right. You might be right.
This is exactly your kind of horse. You pick horses like this
all
all the time.
You, man.
By the way, you had a good day yesterday. You were very on your game yesterday.
Thank you.
You did.
I appreciate it.
First and second choices
You had a good,
all day
you
long.
had a good day as well.
No, but you really, you like some horses that I didn't like. And you were really right about him. You had drained the clock second. I didn't like that horse. That horse ran very well. I teased you on Casa Creed. Now, I didn't totally disagree. I was more teasing you about Lee. It was nice to see Lee win. You know what was really nice about seeing Lee win with Casa Creed? He dressed for the day. And when you dress for Belmont Day, you want to be rewarded.
I turned to Phil when I walked in the winner's circle. Phil said to me something like, will he be dressed to the nines? I said,
he's wearing a tight
he'll have on jeans and a T-shirt.
He's wearing a tank top and a diaper, I think.
He had like a Charlie Sheen 2.5 men guy. Lee's the best. It was so great. You know, he had a tough year, and it was really nice to see that horse win yesterday for him. They've loved that horse from day one, and he got his grade 1 yesterday.
Lee loves all his horses from day one. Let's not lie. Come on, Anthony. We're being honest here. The people watching at home,
he does love all his horses from day one.
He loves them.
He's a lovable guy.
Reminds me of one of my favorite lines from the movie Shampoo, which I can't repeat on the air. Race number 2, Reed Kahn. We'll look at Reed Kahn, who is the horse to beat in here. Coming back off the layoff. I never know what to do with him, but he runs his race. He's the horse to beat, right?
What'd you do with him today? You put him second like I did?
We actually have a TV that's in standard.
Yeah, I did the changes off that TV. We never turned it back. Sorry.
Oh, so Anthony's responsible for it.
So that's my fault.
Anthony's like that movie. What's that movie with Tobey Maguire? Pleasantville or something, where they go and live in the black and white world?
William H. Macy, yeah. Pleasantville. That's my fault. Yeah, you know, I'm with you. I didn't know what to do with him today. I put him second. You know, he's supposed to.
He's the best horse in the race.
He's the best horse in the race. He has Aristocratic to go. He's going to sit there. I thought it was going to let Aristocratic go and sit off.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. Aristocratic's the speed. I apologize. Aristocratic
just let him go, right, and sit off him. Supposed to get a good setup. He is going to be. David has him 9-5 on the morning line. I think this is one that's going to be much closer to even money because he's
I don't trust that. Where is he even money in his races? Where is he ever that short?
Andy, hasn't he just taken on some?
Where is he ever? I ask one question. Where is he ever that short? Never.
He's not, but
Benji Hernandez,
this is
no knock on Benji Hernandez. He doesn't go off at even money.
Andy, this is clearly
it's off a layoff.
Clearly,
I actually agree with David. I think he'll be a bigger price than you think he is.
Okay.
I think you're wrong. I think a lot of people are going to like your horse. David likes him. I've had enough of this horse. David's like this horse. What, pray tell, was this horse's excuse last time? I thought he was pitiful last time.
He wasn't good last time.
I mean, I understand that was a better field than this. He didn't make a move in that race.
Yeah, and you know,
I'm not saying he can't win. Obviously, he can win this race. I got him third. I'm not.
My initial reaction was, well, maybe they just ran away from him. But the truth of the matter is, he's got the same horse who set the pace in here. He was just terrible. Now, he's going to need to improve and try and find an effort like the one he ran to.
I have a 2 morning line.
Isn't he the one that's just run against better horses in fields?
But his last race is bad, and I think there's an argument that his form is declining since the claim.
And to add to your point, more to my argument for him, that was the only time he was off the board at Belmont. This is a horse that was 3 for 4 at Belmont going in.
Just bad.
You might be right.
I picked him third. This is not like some horse I say, I absolutely hate this horse. I just can't endorse him on top at a relatively short price off a bad race.
I thought about taking the fresh face like you did. But I'm hoping this horse.
Yeah, I thought this was, you got him fourth. I thought Smooth B had Stabile written all over it coming in from out of town.
I'm just hoping Clinch comes back to one of his races 2 or 3 back, and that makes him a player.
Right. The problem with that is, and you're right, they're 100% right, and that's why I have him third, he's not going to be a price to do it.
No, he won't be.
If he was going to be 4 to 1.
See, I wonder how much money.
Well, looking at doubles right now, he and the 6 and the 5 are the same price. So.
And the 7's not too far behind. The 7's not
taking a ton of money, but he's not going to be as short as
Skipping on Orchard's taking some money in the double.
You ever skipped on Orchard?
No.
You've probably never been to Orchard Street.
Where is that?
The East Village. Seriously, dude?
I have no idea.
There's a whole other world outside of Howard Beach, Anthony.
The only place I used to hang out in this.
The only place,
where was the Village
outside
Idiot?
Of Howard Beach. What?
Where was the Village Idiot? Don't say you're looking at him. Where was the Village Idiot? You're such an idiot. Where was that bar? I was usually too inebriated to remember where it was. Where was that bar? Wherever I used to go to the Village Idiot, and
I work with the Village Idiot. I don't need to drink there.
Good burger place was down there.
There's a lot of good burger places.
Corner Cafe?
Cornelia Street
Corner
Cafe? Cornelia Street Cafe?
Dan Martin, if you're watching, text me the name of the burger place you used to take me to.
On to more important things. I mean, Smooth B has Stabile written all over it. Since this horse has come off the layoff in February and April, the horse got a sloppy track and the turf. And the other thing is, they're not dropping this horse off a cliff. Ran for 80,000. Go back. This horse has got nothing but race can win it. Listen, I get it. This horse might not be able to run anymore, but this horse does have legitimate excuses.
You know what I'm going to say to you, then? This is the reason I did not pick him on top.
You don't like Wagalia?
He's better. I think he might be a little bit better when he can control, and he can't control in here.
No, he's not controlling in here.
So that was my biggest issue with him.
I didn't look up all his 7 wins. He's got 2 showing, and they were on the front, but I didn't look up all his 7 wins. I think you'd have to do that. We tried the Sakari last time. He's been claimed. Race number 3. Race number 3. Let's look at Mommy Jewel's last race in August at the summer place to be, Saratoga. He was finishing third in a pitiful field. Now he turns back to sprinting, which he did in his first race. I think this horse is going to take money. I picked him second. I don't think he's much horse.
Number one, I don't either. And secondly, man, weren't his distance, his 2-turn races just better than the sprint?
A little bit better, yeah, I agree.
You know?
And maybe Jimmy's giving him a race off a layoff in a sprint race. Not that he can't win, but
I think that's the other problem, too. His debut, and then the race 6 months later, it looks like he could use one to knock the rust off, and they're going to be short.
Why does Richie call it the ring rust? I have to ask that. What does that mean? What's the definition of that? Richie says that.
That's a boxing term.
Is that
ring rust?
Ring in the ring.
Ring rust is a boxing, and I think you take the term.
No, Richie could have been a boxer.
Goes over to sports.
Well, he is a boxer.
Yeah, everybody's a boxer.
Not me. No, it's not correct. I'm not.
Mike Tyson. Everybody has a plan to take a punch in the face,
so
right?
Who did you pick here? The horse I picked third.
I went to hereby.
Oh, you picked Rosario and Clement.
Unbelievable, right?
This must have Anthony's handicapping in this race was like this.
This took about 6 seconds.
9.
This took about 6 seconds.
9.
Yeah, I didn't want. The race is going to, the favoritism is going to go through the entry. I couldn't take the entry. I had enough of Brew
You liked
Pub.
all the turf pedigree that Hereby has?
I know there's none, but listen, Clement's won with 2 of these, with very little turf pedigree.
Not going with all of them, and this was going to be short. I put him third.
You know?
The pickings are slim in here. I'm not defaulting
Jack's
to him.
Jack's Dreams, the other place I could have went, but he's getting a little kitchen sink with the Lasix and the blinkers.
I watched his first race, man.
No.
Eric tried. This horse... Eric actually was asking this horse. This horse was not a situation of Eric taking this horse out of the race. Eric asked this horse early, and the horse had absolutely no speed.
They better hope they're magic blinkers, because this horse was hustling and throwing range at this horse. Awful. They better hope the blinkers held. The Lasix. I put him second. Andy, I don't like anybody in here. I don't like these horses.
We'll get to that in a second. You're talking about 2 horses, the 6 and 9. They're going to take money just because in here. And listen, I'm not going to tell you anybody can't win here because they can, but the 6. I respect Weaver as much as anybody, but that was a joke.
He was terrible.
So
he was terrible first time.
What is what is your problem with distract and attack? You don't have this horse in the top 4.
I don't know. I don't know if I like this. This isn't
Anthony,
this horse.
Well, wait a minute. No, wait a minute. Let me just say something before you interrupt me. This horse set the pace in a race that collapsed last time, and you like the second horse running against. Who's riding this horse, by the way?
That would be Frankie Pennington.
Okay. You like Frankie Pennington could set him the lead. You liked the horse that was second in a maiden special weight race the other day.
I used the horse second.
I'm not knocking you for picking him. I'm not knocking you. He's at the 16th pole if you want to see him. But the point is, you took. Let me just say, that's what I want to say. You like the horse that finished second, a maiden special. This horse wants at the pace, and you don't have him in your top 4 in this race. You're insane. By the way, this horse. I look at this race. I think this is an automatic pick in here. By the way, Kenner Carmouche, we are sorry to report, broke his ankle in yesterday's last race when he fell coming out of the gate. Tough news. Texted with Kendrick and
Pennington on the 2.
Any idea when Kendrick might be?
8 weeks.
8 weeks.
8 weeks. Pennington on the 2.
Look for him coming back at Saratoga.
Saez on the 5. There's a Rad's out a couple of weeks as well.
Yes, he is.
So Pennington on 2, Irad on 5.
Saez on 5.
Saez on 5.
Irad is not making his return on Brewpub.
That would be impressive. I had to give my man.
I got to tell you, I honestly, I think distract and attack should be favored in here.
Okay.
And by the way, the other thing I like about him is look at the improvement he showed getting on the turf for the first time. Completely different horse.
Okay.
Race number 4. I love race number 4 today.
Do you really?
I love race number 4. Wait a second. You didn't really pick Lady by choice, did you?
Yeah, why? What was wrong with her last race?
She has absolutely no chance in here.
Okay.
Okay. Why do you like her?
What was wrong with her last race?
She's a terrible race.
And what's she? She's in.
She has no chance.
She's in the ballerina here?
Absolutely no chance. Yes. Compared to her last field, this is the ballerina. In fact, I would say it goes like this. Her last race, this race, the ballerina. That's what I think.
Okay.
You're kidding.
No, why am I kidding?
You're kidding.
Why is it always kidding?
You got your numbers wrong. You got confused.
No, these numbers are not wrong.
Okay, go ahead.
I mean, I don't have much to go ahead about. I don't think this is a particularly tough race.
You're completely wrong.
I thought she ran really well last time.
You're completely wrong if you think this isn't a tough race. If you don't think this race is significantly better than her last race, it's not even arguable.
I'm not saying
she lost
it's
to
not.
Miss Leanna. By the way, I picked Miss Leanna.
I know you did.
She lost to Miss Leanna.
I'm not saying she's not in a tougher spot, but I don't trust a lot of the fillies and mares she's running against in here today. She's, her form.
Don't bet her. Please don't bet her. Please don't.
Her form for the last 6 months.
Kids
her form for the last 6 months has been good. I mean, she had the one bad effort 2 starts back, but the other races have all been fine. I think she's a player in here.
No, you don't.
Phil loves when you do this.
You're kidding, right?
No.
Phil, is he putting me on here, Phil?
I think she'll be right there today.
This is like a post-Belmont joke that you picked this horse, right?
I don't know who you want in here. I mean,
I want a lot of horses in here. I know one horse that'll beat her, Baby Boss. Baby Boss has been a disappointment. There's no doubt about it. But how do you not think she's a better horse than?
So I'm going to ask you this question, okay?
Well, let me put it this way. I'm not betting Baby Boss in this race. I picked her third. She'll beat your horse.
We can lunch. What are we at?
I think it was 4-2 yesterday, right? I threw it out.
Me or you?
I don't know. What was I know I lost one in the drain the clock race.
Right.
I know I won one in a later race. What was the other bet? My friend Steve will ask to tell me.
Did anything involve Silver State?
No, I like Silver State. No, I like Silver State.
We didn't bet domestic spending.
No.
We didn't bet the Belmont.
The Belmont we did. We did. I bet Hot Rod Charlie against some horrible pick of yours.
So you win.
No, against your ridiculous pick, no agenda.
Anyway.
I can't remember. Steve, if you remember the third bet, let me know. I know we were. Wait, here we go. I lost with Casa Creed. That's what it was. I think I had like the 8. So that's right. Thank you. So I lost 2. So we're down to 74.
73.
Wasn't it 76? Didn't I win
75.
one? I thought
So we split.
Oh, okay. 73. Okay.
Baby,
so what do you want to bet here? Name your bets.
I'll take my horse over Baby Boss.
I got the 6 over the 2.
Yep.
Okay. I'll
take my horse over. How much against my Roxy girl? Do you want to go 3?
No, bet 1. I'll take 4. Yours is going to be last, so don't worry about that.
So then you should want to take 3.
How about, can I have my 3 horse? Who's probably a big 3. Can I have my 3 over your horse?
I don't really want to give you Rudy.
Okay.
Because it's Rudy, to be honest with you.
Okay, so I'll just win 2 lunches here. Okay. What about Miss Mimi? Can I have her over?
No. Miss Mimi is the most logical winner of the race.
Oh, okay. Okay.
You have Miss Mimi fourth? Wow, sick. Anyway, here's the problem with Baby Boss. The problem with Baby Boss is, and I'm a Kanemachi fan, but the barn's not going well right now. This horse has come out of Jamie Ness, Rudy Rodriguez, and Rob Atras.
Okay. I hear you. I don't love her either. She'll beat your horse.
You know? I mean, Roxy's...
Look at Miss Mimi.
Yeah. I mean...
Miss Mimi, see, my thing about Miss Mimi is this was a terrible field she beat last time. But she did run a good figure to do it. George Weaver's claiming a lot of horses these days, huh?
Yes, for this owner. For this owner. This might be the 6th claim, if I'm not mistaken. And with short numbers, George doesn't claim a lot of horses. He's won with half of his starters the last couple of years off the claim. So, you know, this horse, she's taken a jump. She's taken a step up in class. She's kept some company up in this class, though, in the past. I mean, to me, she's the most logical winner of the race.
Yeah,
I just don't know if I want to.
I don't like her, but
take a short price on her.
I thought she beat Bad Horse last time, but I liked other horses. I like 2 horses in this race.
By the way, Benji Hernandez on the 7, and Louis Cardenas rides the 8. Benji on the 7, Louis Cardenas on the 8.
Thank you. You're like a font of information. I suggest that people go back and watch Forever Changed last race. I'm not going to show it, but I think if you go back and watch her last race, you might be interested in using her. She's a lot better than her last race suggests. I know she's dropping off second off the claim, and that does worry me. She's got too many races better than these for me to ignore it, and I don't know what was going on with her last race. My Roxy girl, I get it. You know, she finally didn't show up in her last race, and she finally does drop. She's still too good for these horses if she shows up, and all she has to do is remember anything, and often these drops help them. So I'll use 3s and 4s in this race, and perhaps a little 6, but I'm going 3s and 4s.
Okay.
And you won't even bet me my 3 against your horse. You don't even have the 3 on the board. Shows how much conviction you have about Lady by
It's
Choice.
Rudy. I'm not messing with Rudy, man.
Yeah, Rudy. And then your top 4.
I don't think I've ever made a lunch bet against Rudy. I'll take Rudy, but I'm not betting against Rudy.
Race number 5, they scratched the Angry Man.
They did.
He's angry, my friends.
I was angry
Let's
earlier
show
today.
Anthony's
Kevin saw me being
second
angry earlier today.
choice countdown. I looked long and hard at this horse.
I
As
can't
know,
believe
I
you
love
didn't pick this
David
horse.
Duggan. I don't think he's good enough. And I don't think he wants to go this far.
You don't think his mile race is...
This is a mile 16.
No, I understand that, but you don't think his mile race off the layoff was good enough to win here? I like him off the 2 races
fine.
going around.
Because
Because that 7.5 at Gulfstream's not really 7.5, it's a mile. So I thought his 2-mile races were better than his sprints. Now he gets a pair of blinkers. Dave doesn't... I think this is a trainer upgrade to Dave, to be honest with you.
So do I.
I think this horse makes a whole lot of sense today.
I picked against him, but I'm not going to fall out of
And
my
he's
chair
supposed
if
to
I'm wrong.
he's supposed to get to the top in here too. And that
no,
might,
he's the speed.
That
I
might
agree.
be enough against this punch, man.
Okay, so what do you like about Hilliard?
You know,
I've been
I
looking
want
forward
to
to
take
this.
Hilliard at a big price
Because?
off the trip last time when he almost went over the rail. That's going to be. It's going to be.
Remind me who that race was.
Javier
Drew
Castellano rides the 8, and Frankie Pennington rides the 10.
Well, you and I are picking up Frankie all left and right.
Yeah, a lot of Frankie. Dude. I like Frankie.
You know,
Frankie's
I
an
grew up
excellent
in
rider.
Pennington, New Jersey.
I did not know that.
Could be like a
For
sign.
those of you that don't know, Frankie Pennington's been a perennial leading rider at Parks for the last 15 years.
David
maybe
likes this
more.
horse too. I don't. I've never seen him run a good race, but
Well,
I like Phil Gleaves.
he was making a move, and then he got into trouble and almost went over the
Who
rail
won this
last
race?
time.
Who was Giroux?
Giroux was the Graham Motion maiden.
Yes.
Dropping down.
Yes.
The drop down.
Yes. Wow. I didn't know what to do in here. I think Flight to Paradise can win this race. I'm not going to see you and David like that horse. You got Danny Gargan off the claim, trying the turf for the first time. It's not much turf pedigree with bold victory. It's a flatter, but you know, I mean, you respect it. You know what? Bill Mott. We'll show a stat for Bill Mott. Let's show a stat for Bill Mott. Hardison got good numbers. Maiden special, maiden claimer. He's dropping. New
What an
gelding.
ROI that is! Wow.
Oh my God. $215. I
Bill
guarantee
had a
you,
horse
even
pay
if
$680 once.
if Hardison wins, he's going to lower that ROI. It's $2.15 in case anybody was confused at home.
Oh man.
I probably left the dot out, to be fair.
That was Andy's fault.
Totally my fault. Anyhow,
We do need new pictures, by the way. That picture of Bill was from what? Before Cigar?
I think that was from his confirmation.
Like Blakey?
Okay, I took Hardison on the drop. I don't have a lot of confidence. I don't know you can, and I respect you, and I'll probably tell you where it stands. David likes as well. We got to move along, so we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with a rush of the last 4 races.
make business meetings exquisite. Make a weekend outing exquisite. Make a late night snack exquisite. Make a night on the town exquisite. For nearly 150 years, the Saratoga Spring Water Company has been producing the finest spring water available anywhere. Saratoga Spring Water. Make every day exquisite.
Welcome back to Talking Horses. The Big A, Anthony Stabile. The non-Big A over here. Race number
Smaller
6. We're going to move along a little bit, wasting much time. Let's take a look at She's So Naughty and Appreciate. And note, She's So Naughty is going to get in some trouble in the stretch. Anthony, why don't you talk about it?
Yes, She's So Naughty. You're going to see pink cap along the inside. Going to get, try to go up the inside there. Plenty of room in there, but door closes there. And you see your Ortiz Jr. forced to steady. Kind of gets shuffled back all the way to 4th. And she runs back on a little bit here late in the game. I mean, she lost all her momentum in there.
Yeah,
able
she
to hold
didn't really
off.
run on that much, but maybe 6 will be better than 7.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping as well, the cut back. You have a rider change because it was supposed to be Kendrick. So Benji Hernandez rides the 6. Joel Rosario rides the 7. Your top pick. Jade's Jelly, who could very well just be.
I just think she's.
Yep.
I just decided that she's better. I mean, you've got to Appreciate second. Appreciate's 1 for 38. I know she ran okay last time, but she's 1 for 38. You know what? I looked long and hard. I just think Jay's Jelly.
I want to move the change in here, Andy. Pick 4, pick 5. I'm using the same 4 horses you have on the board. I just want to move the change.
Yeah, I don't want to use the 2 in a pick 4. She's 1 for 38. I think it's wasted money. Okay. I think Jade Shelley's probably going to win. I'm not against She's So Naughty. She's okay. Defy Expectations, a new face too. I was going to use her. Jade Shelley, for what it's worth, allowance to claim her in turf sprints. Just some food for thought with a favorite.
Yeah, and there wasn't really much else to say in here. She'll probably win. I just took a couple of chances against her with bigger prices because, like the rest of them, she's in for the 2-life condition, and she's going to be, I would imagine, a pretty short price in here today.
Yeah, I'm going to use 6, 7, and 9, but I prefer the 7. Race number 7, the Jersey Girl. We'll start with Miss Brazil, who scratched out of yesterday's test to run in this race.
Todd Pletcher's first Grade 1 winner, Jersey Girl.
Correct. I really like Miss Brazil. She drew very well to be outside of them. But this pace could be pretty quick. The 2 and 3 have some speed in here. We'll see. This is a gut check. This is not an easy spot. She scratched out of the Acorn to run in a very tough race.
Yeah, and she scratched out of the Acorn where she was figured to be the controlling speed into a race where she's going to have to rate
She wasn't
today.
the controlling speed in the Acorn, just like Travel Column, who you thought was the speed, wasn't the controlling speed in there. She wasn't necessarily going to be much faster than Day Out of the Office. Day Out of the Office is very fast. I think you're forgetting how fast Day Out of the Office was. She was going to be with Day Out of the Office in front yesterday. It's just
I think she had a better chance at making the
truth.
lead yesterday than she does today.
Well, of course she did, but that's a different story. She's got to deal with her speed.
She's
but
going
at
to
least
have
she drew
to.
outside
She's
of
going to
her.
have to rate today.
Well, no, she's going to be stalking here. You don't know that she's going to have to rate or that she needs to rate. And I think, you know, Tribuven, Hot Rod Charlie. Some horses are better horses, and they run better races when they go to the front. And as I said to you before the Belmont, and I think I was right in this conviction, that Hot Rod Charlie is a need-to-lead type horse. Yep. The best races he's ever run is he's in front. But he also is such a good horse that he can go fast up front and still finish. And there's this illusion that somehow come out in racing that horses can't go fast early and go fast late. I mean, obviously, everybody would love to get a perfect trip and have perfect deals, but if horses can't rate and their best chance to win is to be in the front end, you got to go. And look at Tribuven. You want to rate Tribuven after what he's done in the last 2 races?
You can't ever do it. You can never do it again.
He looked like you wouldn't claim him for 62.5
You can never do it again. You can never
Right.
not put that horse on the lead again. Javier Castellano picks up the mount on Miss Brazil, by the way. So you get Castellano. Yeah, she's going to have to stalk today, but I mean, her races when her dirt races when there's not a search result in the race. I mean, she wins, and she wins pretty easily.
I like Miss Brazil. As you know, I've always liked her. I like to see Anthony Dutcher do well, but this is a tough race. And I'll tell you something, Bella Sophia, you've got her 4th. I've got her 2nd. Normally, you don't have a 2nd. And I'm going to tell you something. These aren't the kind of horses I take and you may be right that this is a gut check and it's a very tough spot second time out. Anthony, this was sub-performance.
Yeah, this was
even in standard, this looks pretty good.
Yeah, she's not.
But to be fair to you, that TV is very tough to change.
She is not beating the best bunch of special weights you're ever going to see. But man, she's doing it the right way. A 94 buyer speed figure. Again, she's going to have to deal with Dr. B. She's going to have to deal with a horse in Miss Brazil who's going to be right outside of her this time, as opposed to her just sitting off the base. These are great. Dr. B, yeah. These are great numbers for Rudy.
I found this fascinating.
That's a great number.
Do you know that Rudy has sensational numbers off of dirt, just off of maiden wins and dirt sprints? He's 19 for 77, 25%, a 291 ROI. Yeah. I was surprised. I'm not. Listen, you know, I have a lot of respect for Rudy, and I don't. But I mean, it's very tough to come back off in that stat, right? I mean, these are horses that are paying what $10 more than $10,
more than $10,
$11 or $12, like $12.
Those are 7 to 2. Those are 9 to 2, 5 to 1 shots that are winning.
Horses are coming back and they're winning.
For a guy whose ROIs are normally in the toilet, that's a big number.
And this prompted me to have some confidence that she would come back and run well. But it's not just about, I mean, Mr. B or Dr. B. I mean. Dr. B's take a lot of pressure and draw well on the inside.
Dr. B's fast.
Dr. B's fast.
Dr. B's fast. Has the you know, in the instance with the speed, I think if you're intent on going to the lead, the inside's the advantageous place. Let them chase after you. And this horse is going to Frankie's just going to put this horse on the lead today.
What about the Decade, who you have second?
Yeah, you know, Decade and I think Australasia are the two horses
that the closers in a race pack with speed in theory.
If they can just come
But isn't Decade not an Anthony Stabile type horse? She improved dramatically in the mud. And she beat Fuete.
I'm coming fourth right with it. I got a tip on Decade, and I heard Decade was training very, very well.
She outwork Essential Quality?
No, they're in different barns, Andy. How'd that work out with Bonnie South yesterday, by the way? No tip.
You know what? She ran fine.
She did.
She ran fine.
That the filly just got good, huh?
Petruska's a monster.
She's got good.
Monster. Best older filly and mare in the country.
She got good, man. Yeah. Took the pressure yesterday. Just.
It wasn't pressure.
It wasn't, but it was, she had a company for a little while.
She's a very good horse.
You know why she didn't have the company for longer? Because she left her.
Steve Asmussen, did I put this stat up? I don't think. Second off 180-day plus layoff, off a win in a dirt sprint. He's just 5 for $27, 24 ROI.
Okay.
Australasia, I've got her in there. You know, the LA Louisiana bred. Now she won a $9 a 1 last time because she'd been running in state bed races. Second horse though is that Chad Brown Shadwell horse the broker made in first time. Might not be that bad. I took her to pick up the pieces in here, but I went 5-3. Looking forward. The Jersey Girl's a nice race.
Yeah.
Todd Pletcher's first grade 1 winner, first of 47,000. Race number 8. You know what? As you know, I have never been a Holiday fan. I don't feel like I've been as wrong as I was sometimes, but I'm also not been as right.
I was sitting with Phil. I asked him
we'll take a look at him winning the 4-star Dave. He's loose speed in this race, and I just think he's better than these horses loose in the front end. I never trusted him. You know that. Never trusted him.
I'm stunned. I told you, I'm stunned.
Isn't he better than these horses, Ant?
I'm stunned. He might be. He might be. Yeah, I mean.
And I was thinking about it a lot. You know,
I'll say one thing, Andy. He doesn't run his best race off the break. He doesn't run his best race off the break. I know in the Baruch, when he was ripped off the pace, that probably wasn't the smartest thing.
He can't win without the lead, and he was involved in a wicked the Breeders' Cup. Oh, because he only ran 6 in the Breeders' Cup Mile? Stop it.
I don't know.
Stop it, Anthony. That was a bad desperation attempt for you.
What about last time?
You don't have to.
That last race bothered me.
Oh my God, you're kidding, right? You serious, Anthony? You should have just stopped that.
I know you should have
just, honestly, you should have just stopped at I like value proposition, because that was the biggest meltdown pace of all time. He actually didn't even run that badly last time. If he runs the race he ran last time, this field, their heads will be spinning. He'll win by so much. So please stop.
All right.
Value proposition. He definitely had traffic last time. You know, I'm going to tell you something. Seriously. Seth Klarman's a good friend of mine, and I want to see his horses do well. But you struggle when you have good friends that own horses, and we all, with trainers,
Manny
owners,
Franco
riders,
rides value proposition.
You struggle in wanting their horses to win and asking yourself sometimes, am I picking this horse because I really like him, or because I really want him, I like him and I really want him to win for my friend? And you have to think about that. At the end of the day, this horse is a bit of a disappointment. He's a bit of a head case. He's a tricky horse to ride. He's made good riders look bad.
I think disappointment is... I don't know if disappointment's an appropriate.
No,
he's a head
He's
case.
been a disappointment.
He's a head case.
He's been a disappointment, and he's tricky. And he draws the rail again, and the rail can work if he gets a little bit buried in there. But you know, it depends on how fast the pace is. I know he's a good horse. I know somewhere in there he's a good horse. But Anthony, he has not delivered. Halliday, on the other hand, has delivered. I mean, I'm not saying he can't win. You know I like his horse. But
I know he's not fast enough, but doesn't Analyze It have to try to be forward in here?
I totally agree, but he can't run with Halliday. He's never been able to run with Halliday.
No.
He's never been as fast as Halliday. What about Therapist? Therapist had to be too close last time out. There was no pace in that race. What chance did he have in there? He was too close. Not Eric's fault. I think Therapist is going to run okay in here. I think Dr. Matrix might run okay in here. He's got racing to go back to have a shot.
I think Analyze It might be all right being forward.
I just don't like Analyze It. I don't think. The problem with Analyze It is I think his Red Bank win where he got 100 buyers a total phony race. I'm sorry, the horses he beat in there are just he beat Abiding Star.
No, he did. He beat him.
Nobody's
He
got
beat
more love
claimant
than I do
horses.
for
He beat
Abiding
claimant
Star,
horses.
but that was a glorified 50
He beat
claimer.
claimant horses. But I'm wondering maybe if being aggressive and trying to get him in position early wakes him up a little bit.
Analyze It isn't that fast. He'll be sitting second.
No, I'm not. I understand he's not going to be able, but just last time he was.
Well, he bled last time also.
Yeah.
I'm not an Analyze It fan. I'm friends with Bill. I hope he runs well for Bill. I've had
You have
enough.
a lot of friends.
I do have a lot of friends. So do you. Well, it is one of the hard things about racing. I mean, all kidding aside,
It is.
You make friends with people, and you want to see your friends do well. And
It
you
is.
know, but the other thing is,
I wish I let my friendship with League be a little stronger yesterday. It would have made a lot of money.
But you also have to be able to go up here and knock your friends' horses sometimes.
You
and
do.
if they're not able to take that, then they're not really your friends.
Listen, Bella Sophia is a good example, right? Rudy and
No,
Michael Imperial.
Right,
I mean,
but if they're not able, if they get mad because you, first of all, they're not going to win or lose whether you or I like them.
No, they're not.
Our opinions will have zero effect on how they do
Zero.
in races, and we're wrong much more often than we're right, even when we're doing well. It's just, you know, it's hard. And like I said, if they're really your friends, they understand when you don't like their horses. And if they can't, somebody can't face the inadequacies of their own horses, that's not your fault or my fault. And we're allowed to have our opinions. Race number 9.
Number 9.
Go ahead with Ron, the limo driver. Do you know Ron?
I don't know.
I don't either.
It's a Stern thing.
Oh, is it?
Ronnie the limo driver. Yeah.
I don't want to listen to Howard
I'm
Stern.
surprised this wasn't a Jeff Bloom special. Maybe they beat him to the punch.
You know what's funny about this? The way the names are listed, it looks like David Caruso, the actor, is one of the owners, but it's actually Michael
David.
Caruso
Look at
and
that. David Simon and Michael Caruso. That's funny. I didn't even notice that. Michael Simon, isn't he a chef? Michael Simon, David.
You would know more about chefs.
I think he's a chef. A lot of first names.
Go
in
ahead.
that
Why
thing.
do you like this horse?
This horse's turf race is exponentially better than his 2 dirt races. Got the race off the layoff on the dirt last time. Goes back to the
I know
turf.
7th by 4th is not really running, but
It's 20 points faster than the dirt races.
But I mean, the field he ran with Dreams of Tomorrow and Chocolate Bar, these horses would be like 1 to 9.
That was off an 18-month layoff. That was off an 18-month break.
And the other thing is, I know you went overboard. You shouldn't have Cowtown 4th because he is the horse to beat, but he is a little tiresome to win for 16.
I'm tired of him.
I get it. You shouldn't have him.
I think he's a little bit more. I think he's a
shouldn't
little
have him
bit more
fourth.
ground.
I mean, you shouldn't have him 4th. Devilish Mood is a little silly.
You want 9 versus 7 for a lunch?
Yes.
All right, go ahead.
So I won 3 lunches today. Okay. Well, you lost 2 in the other race. It's a silly pick. Actually, I think there is an interesting horse in this race.
The rail?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
FF Rocket.
I took a long look at this horse, too.
This horse is a foal to a horse that was okay on the turf and synthetic. Really improved on the turf. And this horse has dirt races aren't that bad. And this horse's synthetic races aren't that bad. This horse might be going to the right surface for the first time. And boy, I'll tell you what, he found the right field to be going to the right surface for the first time.
He sure did.
I think this horse is very interesting. And Mark Hennig, by the way, is quietly having a good year. He lost a lot of horses, and he lost a lot, and he's put together a nice year. He did a great winter in New York, so I thought FF Rocket was a little bit interesting.
Okay.
All right. Been a pleasure.
Pleasure was all yours, my friend.
You're correct. You're correct. It's never a pleasure being with me. Anyhow, head over to Naira Bets. Don't do it for me. Don't do it for Anthony.
Do it for yourself.
Do it for Performer. He's no longer racing. He's at Stud in Claiborne, but he is alive and well on the Naira Bets ads for perpetuity. Use the promo code MATCH200. Sign up, and we'll match your initial $200 initial deposit. And once you've joined Naira Bets,
We get a hold of
something. A
something.
bevy of great things await you, like, Francisco, as if on cue.
There it is.
50-50. Get a $15 bonus. You bet 50 at least through the app and the app only on Belmont, Churchill, and Pimlico. I haven't checked to see if I got my $20 bonus yesterday because I had to actually, I bet a lot early, but I didn't bet for it. I bet enough to make sure I did it in the Woody Stevens. Also, America's Day at the Races. Let's see, I did get it. Let's see if it's been fixed.
Nope.
Not
in an hour, Andy. Come on.
With Francisco.
I got 30.
12:30 to 5:30, by the way,
I
guys.
should have $30 in there because I played a little pick six ticket yesterday.
Let me guess, you didn't hit.
I had 4 out of 6. I had the last 4. I didn't want to go crazy. I didn't use Casa Creed and I didn't use Latruska.
Lee, you didn't use Latruska or Casa Creed. What did you pay?
19,000. I didn't.
You'd have been rich.
The ticket was too big.
Could have been a millionaire.
I would have had money
for the
I would have had money for the end of the month.
We're done. I will be up here with Maggie though for America's Day at the Races, and I will turn into Maggie. He will turn into me. For whatever that's worth, deal with it. We'll see you later.
I don't know who gets the better end of that.